Hi used car buyers, future used car buyers. We're going to learn more about the common faults and how to manage your finance. So these are the topics. Remember that we are at Confident Car Buyer. We are here to help you and improve your confidence about used cars, improve your knowledge about used cars, and we want to make sure you can buy your next used car with confidence. That is really, really important. Some of you may not know me yet. My name is Gabor Kovács, the founder of the Confident Car Buyer and a former garage manager. And I'm on the field of used cars in the last 20 years. So I think I can say that I know one thing or two about used cars. We created a special application. This is a gold mine for used car buyers. For anyone, I'm gonna be honest with you. Why? Because it's not only can create a very simple budget or a true cost of the car what you have chosen to buy. It's gonna be able to tell you what's the common faults of the typical make and model and the cost of the repair. So basically, if you go out and you want to buy that car, then you can have that information and you can use that information for negotiation. Because if you know that common fault has been fixed, then you know you can save some money. Even if you're willing to pay more or higher price for the car, you still know that that common fault has been repaired. So it's not going to affect your future finance. So that's one of the main thing. This is really, really a gold mine. We were talking about, let's get back to this. We were talking about the free category. So let's choose the cheap and affordable. Let's say you want to buy a cheap affordable, and let's say you like the Skoda. So let's go for the Skoda Fabia. So 1.6, 1.4 petrol. I don't know how much the insurance is gonna cost you, but the average, let's say, is about £100 a month. We don't want to take out any loan because why would we? It's a cheap little car. We don't need to waste money on that, and we don't want to buy a more expensive car because we don't need. We have chosen a simple, easy and cheap maintenance car. The average used car owner is driving about 8,000 miles a year. So let's say the average is about 600 miles. So next up, get my budget. As you can see, it's going to calculate how much is gonna be the true cost of the car what you have chosen. It's gonna tell you the MOT, the service, the first service, the road tax, the tire, because if you're going to drive about 8,000 miles, then probably you need to buy one set of tires, the road tax, the MOT. The service is the first. I would like to stop in here for a moment. The reason is because the first service for me is always between 300 and 500 pounds. It depends on if I can do it myself, I do it myself. But usually that's the average. Because at the first, when you buy a cheaper car, usually buy it when someone wants to sell it because they're not willing to spend any money on it. And one of the reasons is the timing belt. The timing belt change, it costs you between 300 and 400 pounds usually. That's the average. So I have included this service cost in here because when you buy a car, you want to make sure it's good and reliable. You want to jump in and then drive it every day whenever you want to drive it or whenever you have to go somewhere. This is how I treat my cars, if I may say. So I don't want to and I'm not willing to wait until it breaks down and then get disappointed, because that's not the reason I bought it. I love the car anyway. So first time, just right after I bought the car, I'm just gonna simply get it serviced and then enjoy it basically. And now you can see the fuel cost in here for a year according to the mileage you have submitted, and then the insurance. So basically this car is going to cost you about £3,353 per year. This is a rough number, so we don't know exactly just exactly, you know, how much is going to cost you the road tax, but it's going to give you a rough idea. And this is the gold mine. When you hit the faults, and this is the most interesting thing of this application, it's going to tell you what's the typical common faults of this Fabia petrol, or model maybe, or before 2007 automatic gearbox, and it's gonna tell you what's the fault and how much it can cost you to repair. And why this is interesting. This is really valuable and interesting, because now we know if we can find a Skoda Fabia for a cheaper price, about £2,000, then we know that we bought the car for 2,000. We still have money left in the bank to look after the car, even if a common fault was not repaired yet. So basically, this is a gold mine, first of all. Second of all, it can help you negotiate. Because if you think about it, and you know about these common faults, you can decide whether you are willing to buy this car or not. Or if you're willing to buy it, then you're willing to accept it with its fault. Which means, if you go to the dealer or the seller and you ask them, okay, I love this car, but I want to know whether the automatic gearbox has been repaired, because that's a common fault, you might be able to find out whether it's been repaired. If it was repaired, then you are ahead. You have an advantage because you know it's been repaired, so it shouldn't fail you during the driving. You know that it's been repaired. Or if it's not, then at least you can negotiate. You can say to the seller, okay guys, give me a bit of discount, because this is a common fault. It might fail because it hasn't been repaired yet, so give me a bit of discount. And then you can, if you can negotiate just 50% of the common fault, that's already a winner. Because you love the car itself, it's nice, really condition, and you love it, so you really want to buy it. So basically this is helps. The next step, which is really again useful, if you go to search history, then you can choose between the search history which car you want to send, which cars you want to email to yourself. So basically you can download the list of common faults and take it with you. So you can, or you can check it on the internet. Okay, so this is really, we have created a free course for you. So if you want to join, you just click on the link and then you can join to the course and take the free course, which is really useful. So now we can see how much is the Skoda Fabia would cost us in a year. But let's say we were talking about free category. Let's say we need a safe, more reliable car, which is around, let's say, £6,000. So we can go back and search another car, and let's say that should be an Audi A4 or A5. I would rather go for an A4, a diesel one, for example. Let's say the insurance is a bit more, it's higher a bit. Let's use the 600 miles per month. Hit the budget. As you can see, it costs you a little bit more. Not much, but it costs you a little bit more, even if it's a diesel. You can still again see the service history, service cost, the tire, etc., etc. And when we hit the faults, look at that. That's why I said even if the car is in the middle range, it's in the different category, more safety, still it doesn't mean it's more reliable, because it's it has a much more higher quality, or I wouldn't say higher quality, it has a better built car. Still there are parts, because of the overcomplication or maybe the quality control, it's weaker. As you can see, there can be kind of serious issue with the car. For example, the Audi A4, the TDI engine, this one, the oil pump balance shaft is failure. which can cost you from 500 to 2,500 pounds. So you need to know whether you are able to maintain the car what you have chosen. And if we go back to this chart, if you buy the car for 6,000 pounds, let's say, you still have left 7,000 pounds in your pocket, which means you can go on holiday, you can have a nice little car for 6,000, and still you have left some money in the bank to maintain the car, or if one of the common faults has come up, then you can manage to pay for it. So you don't have to leave it at the garage for 2 months to save for it, for the repair. So as you can see, this is really useful.